Hello, Habitat volunteers and pastors. I'm Ben Frederick, talking to you from the Mayor's office here in Owasso. It's been my privilege to be Mayor of Owasso over the last 5 years. Served on City Council for the last 7 years. My day job is actually in the state legislature. It's been my privilege to serve in a staff capacity there for more than 12 years now, 4 of which in your area, in Saginaw actually, as Senator Roger Kahn's Chief of Staff for his first term. I'm sorry I can't join you today, but it's certainly a pleasure to address you on what Habitat's meant for me and the excitement that I have for Habitat coming into Shiawassee County and Owasso, my home. Public service for me, in large measure, was launched by my involvement with Habitat. Before all those things I just mentioned, I was a Habitat kid. The community came together, and Shiawassee Habitat at the time, in the 90s, built a home for my family. And when your community comes together and builds a home for you, you kind of get a spark to do what you can for the community around you. I give a lot of credit as far as my own drive for public service to that experience that I had as a child. Before that, my family and I bounced around rental houses. We'd stay 11 months here, a year and a half there, in one case 3 or 4 years, which was just wonderful. But we never really felt that measure of control that's so needed for stable family life. I remember one of my fears typically was when we'd have to move. So I had boxes in the closet typically wherever we were, with some toys and things like that in them growing up, because the thought process was always there that there might be a move coming. Habitat came into our life, and I think it's important that you appreciate how transformational it is to the family, not just when that ribbon is cut on the home, but the moment that family gets accepted. That became the topic of our dinner conversation. It became a goal, a driving force in our family for the year or more that we were preparing for the construction of our home, where we're doing sweat equity hours in the home before ours, doing our home, and the home after. It defined my family's life for several years. The fact that Saginaw-Shiawassee Habitat now exists and is going to be serving my home area is very, very exciting to me. And the fact that you're concentrating on rehabilitation of homes as well as new builds is very, very appropriate for the challenges we have in Owasso and other neighborhoods. Throughout Shiawassee County, we have an abundance of housing stock that's on average quite a bit older than what we see in other communities. So as mayor and just generally out in the community, I encounter people all the time who have had problems with roofs, with windows, the need for those structural repairs. And as you know, when a roof fails, any type of repair that was going to be needed is doubled or tripled. It's just a bad prospect. So we're very excited about the crisis rehabilitation program, the grant-based programs that are coming in, the Brush with Kindness program for exterior cleanup, and so on. We're going to do all we can to get applicants for these great services from Shiawassee County, and we thank you. Now, given this is a pastor's gathering, I want to talk to you a little bit about the ministry of Habitat for me personally and how that's affected our communities. I didn't attend church as a child very regularly, and in some ways Habitat was one of the first exposures that I had to Christ and Christ's ministry through those volunteers that were there on site around me as a young man. As a young teenager, I was about 13, 14, it was the first time I was really in a group environment where I was tasked with having a responsibility and being a part of that team. I remember the feeling that I had of responsibility as we would dig out a porch or put up some type of a siding on the house, that I had a specific responsibility and that people were counting on me. So I would just urge you to remember as you work, I know you do, but I think that we need to focus on the fact that the ministry aspect is there, that we are building character, we're building a sense of belonging, a sense of familiarity, and to always keep the children at these projects in mind. I was always paid attention to, and some people took time deliberately with me to pray with me, to talk with me. It took several more years, but that witness did lead to my accepting Christ as a young adult, and I give a lot of credit to those early experiences for that. So with that, I just want to say thank you. We're very, very excited to have this coming into Shiawassee County. I thank you for taking the risk of that. I know it wasn't an easy decision. It's a large territory to take on, but we celebrate this partnership and we look forward to good things ahead. So enjoy your day, and thanks for giving me a chance to address you.